Alrighty. We are over here at my former social worker's timeline. And I should have known because of the clashes that we had what the real rub was. The real rub is that this person here with the blue shirt, she's got a drinking problem. She wasn't a member of a 12-step group and didn't hold offices like my spouse and I did. She's got a full-blown drinking issue. See her red nose? That's very characteristic of an alkie. She probably wouldn't want to hear about it, but eventually maybe it'll get back to her through the grapevine that someone has, feelings on this issue, especially when it came to the discrimination demonstrated to me by her many years ago. And I'm still not comfortable with what went on back then. And I will have to be comfortable with what went on. It's one thing for something to fly, like this obviously did. But it's another thing for it to settle, and I'm not settled. I'm not settled with this. So here's this person that was given free rein to trash my life based on her trashy life. We were in a 12-step program. We didn't have a drinking problem. In fact, we went to 5 different towns a week and held our offices as sober people. All the problems that came trickle down through her, Denise, we handled sober. Not like a slosh going home, grabbing a wine. Yeah, this is going to be so good. Yay, this is so fun. I've scrolled her timeline. This person here has teeth. This person here with the blue shirt again apparently doesn't even have any teeth. As a facade. Okay, so enough of the pictures already. We'll go back to this new thing. I guess she decided she'd take over her mother's identity. Which probably isn't a very good idea. It just tells me that Denise would rather play dead. Well, because her mother's now dead, I guess Denise is going to be up to bat, right? That's not cool. None of what I've seen on here is very cool. I saw that one. That was one I hadn't seen until this morning. Pardon me. And that. But then we get down here to something like this. And I've already clipped some of these and shown them in a different video with a commentary. That's what I think of it. I'm 2 counties away from there now. This was all that time ago, but it still mentally disturbed me. Things weren't right. They weren't handled right. And why should she get a good life until she cleans up the mess she made in everybody else's? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. This person here that you see sitting in this photo with a new guy, because her first marriage failed, or maybe whatever marriage number that was. I really don't know. It could have been second or third for all I know or care. She's only a product of what she wants you to believe she is. She's got some issues. And here's proof of that right here. See that? I love you, you buddy of mine, and boy, can we whine. And I did stop on this one the other day because that's so typical. Not everyone likes me, but not everyone matters. And that was the exact attitude she had back then when she was tromping through my life, calling my house dirty when it wasn't, so that she could get her quota. And I've read all about this ever since then. We didn't have internet until 97 when I got the case file from the state defender, as I've explained in other videos. Or screencast, rather. Alright? Why did she have to have this kind of attitude toward us? The only thing I can think of after seeing her timeline is because we didn't club. We didn't juice. Denise goes out and juices it up all the time, according to what I see on here. And that would explain a lot of her problem back then. We did not mesh. Okay, it's discrimination. What if I, the totally sober person, would go to her house and start nitpicking her about her drinking habits? And, oh, your curtains are the wrong color. What were you when you picked them out? Drunk? Oh, your house is a mess because it's got, somebody dropped a toothpick on the floor. I know all about the scandals going on in the Child Protective Services industry. And I call it an industry because of the way it makes money off these kids. And she was one of the perpetrators of it, and I don't like it. That's why I'm going to be the squeaky wheel about it, and I'll go down in time being that squeaky wheel. But not everyone matters. Why is that, Denise? You were supposed to be a social worker. Not a very good one, or people would have sought you out, which I'm sure they didn't. You had to have somebody scoping out places for you to go and be that social worker instead of it being the other way around. Just like when John Myers went to Marge Harlan on his own accord to get help with his marriage to Nancy. It wasn't a court-ordered thing. He sought out help for himself. It wasn't handed off to him as this is your option. This is what you will do. But come to find out, you're so bad at what you did that maybe you did change occupations just because someone finally managed to get that through your head and are now teaching school, but they let you around kids anyway. I think that's awful. But so horrible at what you do that you've got to have some government agency scrape jobs up off of the street for you to go to. How you like that for a shazbam? And you didn't like John Myers either because he was also sober. Not a big drunk. And this, I see things like this, and I'm like, I am a Christian. I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I mess up. But God's grace is bigger than my sins. Well, why didn't it work that way for me when you were tampering with my family? Why weren't you a kind person about it then? What had to come along and kick you square in the ass to make you look now like you might be on the right path? But it's still not a certain thing for me, because I still see that down in through here you're a big drunk. How do you like it? You weren't coming into my home saying, look, you're a big drunk. You need to get off the sauce. Because I'm not a fake like you, Denise. I don't need a government agency scraping jobs up off of the pavement that look like they've been hit with a truck to send you to work your so-called magic. You based a case on my son, or someone at that agency did, based on a lie. They said that we had drug him up the steps, and when that social worker came to our house, it was right after we got home from church, and we still hadn't changed our clothes. And Brad still had his Sunday school clothes on too. So I called little Bradley across the house, and I said, "Come out here, Bradley, someone's here to see you." And he came running in there, his little curly head curls on his head just to bounce it. And I said, "Now look at him. Does he look like he's been dragged up the steps? You gave me hell for what reason, Denise? For points and bonuses. I know all about it. Check out what I post on topics in 65301. I'm Veronica Myers. One of these people you tread on. I'd love to understand it, because from what I can see, you're a peon. A peon with a drinking problem. Couldn't even keep your first marriage together. Too busy with your nose and everybody else's business. And I don't know why he'd even stay with you. I bet you're hoping for a big diamond ring for Christmas, aren't you? Well, if he's got a brain in his head, he won't go there. He won't even go there. And now you see down here, I've got my son's chat window open. The one you said that had a problem with his mom. See it with your own eyes? He posts on my timeline at times. I didn't see anything your children posted. I think you were this second-class thing that wanted and needed to be better than something you couldn't. And you chose me to down on. That's pretty damn pathetic. And I was taught that God forgives fools and children. But I'm not sure exactly which category of that you fall in. And it might be that someone had already leaked to you that I had been on your page, and you could have possibly removed your drunk, crazy, alcohol-related, addiction-minded, perverted self. We shall see. We shall see. I'm waiting for your deathbed confession, Denise, that's what. There have been some social worker revelations coming out. Social worker confessions. Former foster parent confessions. Where's yours? We'll all be looking forward to it. Because I believe you have a whole lot of amends to make. And I may not be the first one on your list to make them to, but you will make them. Yeah, you're no more perfect than what you thought I should be, and held it over against me.